In this lesson, I will show you one of the most commonly used drawing tools. This tool is the line tool. With the line tool, you can create not only linear segments, but also arcs. You can also specify the line's length as well as its angle. In this example, I have created a new part and I have set the units to millimeters. To start drawing, I have to create a new sketch. So, from the sketch ribbon, I will click on the sketch tool. Once I do, the three basic planes appear. I will select the front plane, and then I will click on the line icon from the sketch ribbon to activate the line tool. Once the line tool is active, the cursor takes the form of a pencil and I can click to specify the first point. I can specify the first point of the line randomly, or I can specify the first point of the line in the coordinate system's origin. Once I specified the first point of the line, I will move the cursor to the right and I will click again to create the line. As you can see, the tool does not deactivate automatically and I can continue creating lines. Furthermore, you can create arcs if you hover the cursor for a few seconds over the end point of the linear segment, and once the circle symbol appears, move the cursor and click to define the end point of the arc. Once the arc has been created, the line tool turns back to creating lines. Now I will move the cursor vertically upwards and I will click again to create another linear segment. Next, I will create another line. To specify the end point of this line, I will move the cursor to the left, and when the reference line appears, I will click to define it. To create a closed profile, I will click on the first point I specified. Now to deactivate the tool, I will right-click and click on Select, or I can just press the Escape key. Notice that some of the relation symbols that have been explained in the previous lessons appear in the drawing. We can add relations to change the profile and reach the desired result. For example, the horizontal line is tangent to the arc, while the vertical line isn't. To fix that, I will select the vertical line and the arc simultaneously, and I will add the tangent relation. Moreover, I will make the horizontal and the vertical lines equal. This time, I will select this relation from the mini toolbar that appears next to the cursor. Now all that remains is to define the dimensions. To do this, I will select the first line I created and I will go to the Property Manager palette, and from the Parameters area, I will change the length to 100. Since the vertical and horizontal lines are equal, now that the horizontal line's length is 100, so is the vertical line's length. At this point, I will select the arc and I will go to the radius field to change its radius to 45. Sometimes the available parameters in the Property Manager palette are not enough to fully define our sketch. In this case, we can use the Smart Dimension tool, which can be found in the sketch ribbon. When the tool is active, I will click on the sloped line and notice that depending on the direction I move the cursor, the vertical, the horizontal or the aligned dimension appears. However, in this example, I want to define the angle between the sloped line and the vertical line. To achieve that, I have to click on the vertical line and move the cursor downwards. Notice that now the angle appears. I will click once again to place the dimension, and then I will type the desired value in the Modify field. In this example, I will type 70 and press Enter. the dimension changed, and I can double click on it to change it again if I want. So, apart from the parameters fields in the Property Manager palette, you can also use the Smart Dimension tool in order to define the dimensions of your drawing.